Hey guys, MC Jamzam here. Today I just wanted to make this quick video to talk a little bit about why new players leave Planetside. Basically some different thoughts I've had around what we can possibly do to improve the new player experience, because I think this is a very important thing for Planetside. And yeah, so before making this video, I started a couple of forum threads asking the simple question: what's the major problems for new players, and what can we do to help them? Right? And the two major threads I started is on Reddit, the Planetside 2 Reddit, and on the official Planetside 2 forums. So I'll link those two threads in the description below, so if you're interested you can check that out in more detail. But I've kind of compiled a basic list here of the biggest problems and solutions that people came up with in those threads. So to start off, I'll just go through some of the main reasons it seems why new players leave Planetside so early on. First off, it seems to be a lack of direction in the early stages of the game. So basically, the tutorial explains, you know, this is how you control your character, like this is how you walk, this is how you run, crouch, jump, aim, all that stuff, you know, this is how you shoot. And it explains some very basic information about, you know, the different classes, but you know, not much more than that. It explains how you capture a base, sure, but even though it does that, new players still seem very confused when they get into the actual live server, so to speak. They still feel like they don't know what's happening, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to find fights, and all that. So yeah, I'm gonna go through the solution for that later. Or a potential solution for that. Another problem is poor frame rates. Such poor frame rates. Daybreak games, you need to fix the performance. Jesus Christ, man. I'm running a beast of a machine and I still drop to 40 frames a second, man. It's pretty ridiculous, actually, what kind of computer you need for this game. I'm running a 4790K overclocked to, that's a quad-core CPU, overclocked to about 4.6 gigahertz. Like I said, I still drop to 40 frames a second, and, you know, the CPU is constantly bottlenecking the game, so something needs to be done there. Next problem is very bad first impressions, okay? So what does a new player do? They go through the tutorial, right? And then they get to use a warp continent terminal thing to warp to a different continent, right? As soon as they're in the warp gate, they're told to press I to instant action. Okay? This, in many cases, results in the player being dropped in the biggest fight, where a lot of the time they stand no chance, like their team stand no chance of winning the fights. So they're dropped in the middle of a bunch of enemies spawn camping their team, right? Imagine what kind of impression that leaves on a player. The first fight they're dropped into, there is no chance of them doing anything. They just die, and then they don't know what to do, they don't know what's happening, again. Like I said before. So it's very bad first impressions. I'm gonna go through a potential solution for that as well pretty soon here. Another problem, very bad ping. This is something I especially noticed lately on the EU servers. The ping is so bad. I am playing on a 100 megabit per second down and upload speed, and I still have ping spikes up to 2000 milliseconds, okay? It is insane how bad the ping is in this game. It was better when I started playing, but it's just gotten worse and worse, so it needs to be resolved. Also, the community seems pretty toxic at first glance. You know, in the text chat, people are screaming and yelling at each other, calling each other different swear words, and, you know, the community seems pretty toxic, and I'm gonna go through a potential solution for that as well. Okay, so that's basically the biggest problems that I've seen in these, you know, talking to the community like I've been doing. There is a lot more that's been discussed, but I'm just gonna go through those for now, okay? So that leads me to my next point. What can we do to fix these issues? Okay. First off, the tutorial needs to improve. New players should definitely know about squads, platoons, and outfits, okay? The team play aspect of this game is so important. They have to learn about squads, platoons, and outfits. They also need to know about the search system. Too many times have I seen new players not upgrading anything because they simply do not know that they can, okay? So the tutorial has to be improved. It has to include more information. Also, there has been talk about a continent that people are calling Koltyr or Koltyr. I don't know how you want to pronounce it. Basically, it's the idea of a separate continent that's only for players that are between battle rank 1 to 20, which would probably improve the problem where new players usually get farmed by veteran players, right? So having a separate continent for new players could improve that problem, that situation. However, it could also result in veterans creating new characters just to farm noobs on that continent. But I believe it's a good step towards improving the new player experience. Okay. Now, base design on Koltyr should be simple. It should be easy to understand. And something that I think would be a good idea on this continent would be volunteer instructors or squad and platoon leaders, you know, that could come in as a veteran player with a lot of knowledge and lead squads on the new player continent to basically, you know, explain things for them. You know, like I said, the team play in this game is so important. New players need to experience good squads, good platoons. That's going to keep them in the game. They're going to stay if they experience that, okay? If Koltyr doesn't fruition to a real thing, then if you're gonna use instant action on new players, you should drop them in a spawn room or spawn them by a Sunderer or anything like that. Obviously, the instant action doesn't work a lot of the time. A lot of the time, a player gets dropped between, you know, tanks and enemy airplanes and enemy infantry, and they have no chance. They just get killed instantly, and they have no idea what just happened. Drop them at an actual spawn point. Like, think about it. Usually, okay, they can be spawn camped, right? But at least they don't die instantly. They have a little time to look around, you know, see, okay, I'm in a spawn room. There's these, you know, equipment terminals, right? That I saw from the tutorial. You know, they have something that they can relate to from the tutorial, and that way they don't feel as hopeless, I think. I think it would be much better to drop new players at an actual spawn point and not just in drop pods in random spots around the base. So that would probably be a good step as well, or a good improvement. Now, another thing that new players has to know about is the map. Hello? Map game, anyone? Instruct a new player on the various pieces of information that you can find on the map screen, and how to utilize this to find a suitable fight for a player's specific needs. That should also be a part of the tutorial. And I said it once, I'm going to say it again, team play matters in this game. Obviously. New players should know about squads, platoons, and outfits. Many of the veteran players I play and talk with today started with joining an outfit very early on, and when you're part of a bigger team play like that, dying doesn't quite matter as much anymore, okay? So the feeling of I'm just dying, I'm doing no good, you know, why am I playing this game? It's no use, I'm not doing any difference, I'm not getting any kills. That feeling changes dramatically if you're part of a bigger team that's actually doing a difference. Even though you're dying, you know that you're contributing to this team, right? So they definitely should know about squads. Now, that leads me to my next point. Many veterans are open to lead noob-friendly squads, so to speak. Sort of like an early game schooling session. This might be a good idea, because right now some players feel like there is a sort of barrier between experienced veterans with all the knowledge and new players who's just running around confused and unknowing. So the idea of a noob-friendly squad, like for example, when you're leading a squad, there is different options, right? Where you can tick a box for like, this is an open squad or this is a private squad, all that kind of stuff. If you could tick a box for noob-friendly squad or, you know, new player friendly or anything like that, so that basically there are squads that a BR1, an entirely new player, could join. And this could be explained in the tutorial that, you know, you might want to join a squad because that is how you're going to make a bigger difference in this game. So basically new players have to find veterans to have the game explained in an understandable and relatable way. So seriously, I would probably put a help menu in the game. Like, imagine going into the menu, there's just a little thing there that says help. So basically this menu could you know, include such things as basic overview over things like the different classes, how and when to use the classes, basic information about the search system, how to purchase items, basics around the resource systems. You know, just put a help menu in there. Seriously, man. Just something where people or new players can read about the different aspects of this game in depth in the game, so that they don't have to go to like a wiki page or the forums or anything else to learn about the game. They should be able to do this inside the game. And this only has to be in text. It doesn't have to be videos or anything, you know, special like that. Just put a bunch of text in there. Put a bunch of text information about this is what this is how you use this, okay? And that's that. There should also be more endgame content. Just something as simple as giving players a cert bonus when hitting a major milestone in their battle rank. That would help a lot, I think. For example, you know, give a player 100 certs for hitting BR20, okay? 250 certs for hitting BR50. Give them 1,000 certs for hitting BR100. Okay? Just something simple as that. I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't think it would impact the game in any sort of, you know, it wouldn't destroy the balance in any way. And it's something for players to strive for. It's called motivation, Daybreak Games. Take notes. So that about sums up the things I wanted to talk about in this video. Now, please leave comments, you know, let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you have any more suggestions and ideas for improvements for the new player experience. Because I really think this is a problem that we need to take care of if we want this game to stick around. And with that, I hope you enjoyed. And feel very free to subscribe for more gaming content. Leave a thumbs up if you'd like to help me out. And again, let me know what you think in the comments. Later, guys.